relying on times changes rather than on changes in spending as it's being paid. Second is the political consideration. Fiscal policy is conducted in a political arena. That reality not only may slow the enactment of fiscal policy but also may create the potential for political considerations. Some being economical consideration in its formulation. Third is the future policy reversals, wherein the fiscal policy may fail to achieve its intended objectives if households expect future reversals of policy. Next is the offsetting state and local finance. This is where the fiscal policies of state and local governments are frequently pro-cyclical, meaning that they worsen rather than correct recession of inflation. Next is the crowding out effect, or an expansionary fiscal policy may increase the interest rate and reduce private spending, thereby weakening or canceling the stimulus of the expansionary policy. Here we have a graph of the crowding out effect showing the effects of crowding out and the net export effect. In A, fiscal policy is uncomplicated and works at full strength to eliminate the $20 billion negative GDP gap and produce the full employment real GDP of $510 billion. In letter B, we assume that the expansionary fiscal policy drives up the interest rate and crowds some amounts of private investments. Fiscal policy is weakened as evidenced by the rise of GDP to $502 billion rather than $510 billion. In letter C, the same graph as B, we assume that fiscal policy increases the interest rate, thereby attracting foreign financial capital to the U.S. The dollar appreciates and U.S. net exports fall, weakening the expansionary fiscal policy. GDP again rises only to $502 billion rather than to $510 billion.
I'm going to report about the fiscal policy in the open economy. Some additional applications arises from the fact that each national economy is a component of national or the world economy. So first, shocks originating from abroad. Economies are open to unforeseen international aggregate demand shocks which can alter domestic GDP and make current domestic fiscal policy inappropriate. Yung mga events and policies abroad that affect a nation's net exports affects the economy of its own. So, example natin dito yung United States. Yung United States, kunyari nagkaroon siya ng recession. It will increase the aggregate demand and yung GDP. Yung mga major trading companies naman sa US, yung US nag-expand siya rapidly, yung nagkakaroon siya ng greater employment, rising in income, net exports rise, at saka increase din yung aggregate demand. Next naman sa net export effect. Expansionary fiscal policy boosts interest rates, reducing investment, and weakening fiscal policy. So, higher interest rate attract financial capital and interest rates are unchanged. Increase in demand for a commodity will increase dollar's price at yung dollar's price will increase foreign currencies. Expansionary fiscal policy might boost interest rates, reducing investment and weakening fiscal policy. Now naman, we want to know what effect an interest rate will increase might have on a nation's net exports. What will be the impact of this dollar appreciation on U.S. net exports? Suppose the U.S. undertakes an expansionary fiscal policy which causes a higher U.S. interest rate. So the higher interest rate will attract financial capital from abroad where interest rates are unchanged. U.S. exports decline because it is too expensive. So, pag more units need to buy goods from US. Others will see US exports as being too expensive. So it means US exports will decline. Sa contractionary fiscal policy naman, because US exports falling down and imports rising, next, expenditures will diminish. Yung change sa contractionary will reduce domestic interest rate and increases net exports. So ito, fiscal policy and the net export effect. Expansionary fiscal policy, problem, recession, slow growth. Expansionary fiscal policy, higher domestic rate, interest yun, tapos increased foreign demand for dollars. Sa number 2, contractionary fiscal policy, problem, inflation, contractionary fiscal policy, lower domestic rate sa interest, and decreased foreign demand for dollars. So number 1, dollar appreciates, net exports decline, aggregate demand decreases, partially offsetting the expansionary fiscal policy. Dollar depreciates, net exports increase, aggregate demand increases, partially offsetting the contractionary fiscal policy. Fiscal policy may be weakened by letter A, interest rate, B, international value of dollar, C, exports and imports. Yung supply side of fiscal policy, there is a possibility of a more direct link between fiscal policy and aggregate supply. So yung 3 main reasons why aggregate supply curve shift to the right. Number 1, saving and investment. Dito, the tax reduction is in business will increase the profitability in investment. The size of our national factory, our production capacity will grow rapidly. Yung decrease in taxes will increase disposable income and also household saving. The tax reduction in business will increase investment. Number 2, work incentives. Decrease in personal income tax rates will decrease after-tax wages from work and increase work incentives. Number 3, risk-taking. Lower in tax rate will produce risk-takers. Individuals and businesses will be more willing to assume mainstream skepticism. Most economists are skeptical about the supply side effects of tax cuts, particularly in view of evidence from supply side tax cuts of 1980s. Meron ditong 2 factors. Number 1, feels the positive effects of a tax reduction on incentives to work, save and invest and bear risk. Number 2, rightward strips of the aggregate supply curve will occur over an extended period of time. Yun lang po.